Hello everybody, my name is Jane Hamp and I'm going to talk today about coaching and disciplining. The objectives are to understand the difference between coaching and discipline, identify the steps to take for coaching and disciplining, understand how often your staff should be coached, identify why coaching and discipline are important and when to do each, and identify who is responsible for coaching and discipline. Coaching is a meeting of the minds. The definition, according to Sullivan, coaching is the day-to-day process of helping employees improve their performance. Coaching is used to eliminate or improve problems an employee may be having. Coaching is a meeting of the minds. According to Sullivan, the definition of coaching is the day-to-day process of helping employees improve their performance. Coaching is used to eliminate or improve problems an employee may be having. The first use of the term coaching to mean an instructor or trainer arose around 1830 in the Oxford University slang for a tutor who carries a student through an exam. Coaching has thus been used in language to describe the process of transport people from where they were to where they want to be. Sullivan explains coaching as being one of the most difficult tasks for a manager and is often neglected. They go on to say it encompasses need analysis, staff development, interviewing, decision-making, problem-solving, analytical thinking, active listening, motivation, mentoring, and communication skills. But coaching is also a time to reinforce a good job. So why do we coach our employees? We coach our employees to determine their needs in performance behavior, skills, and development. Coaching is about drawing out a person's talents, helping a nurse learn instead of teaching them to do something. It's meant to be motivating. Coaching is an opportunity to provide feedback. It's an informal process. It's helping nurses get over hurdles. It's not about telling staff what to do or how to do it. And it's not about rescuing staff and giving them the answers. It's being a thinking partner to help them succeed. And it is especially not to take place of progressive discipline. Coaching can be initiated by managers to staff, RNs to new grads, RNs to medical assistants, and other unlicensed assistants. Coaching. It is important to give feedback in a timely fashion. If you wait too long to address a staff member's behavior or performance issue, it will no longer seem very important to him or to you. According to Sullivan, intervening immediately usually eliminates small problems before they become large ones. Don't address old instances unless it is part of a pattern that you are seeing. Express your concerns. You want coaching to be a positive, motivating experience. You want to use I and you statements. For example, you might say, Rose, there's something concerning me and I need to talk to you about it. Or, sometimes you forget to arrange coverage with the MOA2 when you are planning time off. This could impact patient care concerns as your peers are not aware of their need to provide coverage during your absence. Think about how you want to present your feedback. Have documentation and describe the staff member's actions in clear, specific terms. You want to identify both the strengths and weaknesses and how these impact their performance and effect on patient care. It's important to give a clear explanation for the feedback. Encourage your employees to ask questions and engage them in the conversation. This is an informal process. Coaching is collaborative, where both people are talking, not just you and not just your staff member. Avoid talking with the individual when they are extremely busy. It is best to pull them aside and make arrangements to have a discussion in your office. I usually arrange a 10 to 15 minute meeting by invitation through Outlook Explorer. Again, coaching is a collaborative session when both you and the employee are having a conversation together. Ask the employee for ideas. Say, what can you do from now on to help yourself meet this standard? Then summarize the employee's plan and schedule a follow-up meeting. Here's an example of a coaching moment. Our shared values are listed: respect, integrity, teamwork, excellence, along with proficiency and policies. Leadership guidelines are here for review, and the employee situation is written along with the outcome of the conversation documented at the bottom. This is then signed by the employee and the manager and placed in the employee's office file. This form is not sent to Human Resources. Afterwards, offer resources and educational opportunities. Provide encouragement. Many healthcare facilities offer online over a lunch break session for employees, or in our institution, recently we held a grand round session over lunchtime break where the employees were encouraged to bring their lunch and join in on the discussion of emotional intelligence to focus on the communication between team members and patients. Coaching is an ongoing activity for all staff members. It's not just for correcting errors or unacceptable behavior, but is also an opportunity to give recognition for setting an example to others, for others to follow, a job well done, or just a thank you. And it is always important to document your conversation with an employee. Whether it's good or bad, you always have this documentation to refer back to when you're doing the yearly evaluations. Are there any benefits to coaching? Law and Aquilina identified coaching outcomes as a mode of support, self-awareness, empowerment, self-concordant goal setting, and impact on the professional and personal levels. Employee retention was better, there was reduced turnover, employee satisfaction and morale were boosted, improved employee self-confidence. Coaching addresses new levels of learning. It eliminates or improves performance problems. It's important for effective managing, and it avoids discipline and possible termination. What is discipline? According to Merriam-Webster, discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. When coaching an employee is not working to improve their performance and behavior, then the next step is discipline. This is a formal process when management consults with Human Resources to ensure all the proper steps are taken that meet policy and, in some cases, union employees. All communication must be documented and copies placed in the employee's office and Human Resource file. This is to prevent any legalities in the future. The reason for disciplining is to assist employees in changing behaviors or performances that is unwanted in the workplace and getting them running again in the right direction. This is especially necessary when patient care is jeopardized or policies are continuously broken. This is an opportunity to meet and discuss barriers that are holding an employee back from succeeding and develop a plan that reinforces institutional and professional expectations. Though many managers and supervisors dread having a disciplinary conversation with a staff member, it becomes necessary when improvement or progress is not being seen after the coaching. The reason for disciplining is to assist employees in changing behaviors or performances that is unwanted in the workplace. This can include frequent unscheduled absences, lack of following policy and procedure, lack of teamwork, and bullying violations. It is a one-way conversation where you are the one doing the talking. There are 4 types of discipline, and these are the steps to take. A verbal counseling is the first step in discipline. The process of coaching may be included here, as this is the behavior or performance that has not been approved upon, and therefore steps are taken to encourage the employee to succeed. The continued behavior of the employee causes discomfort or turmoil within the team. The employee's performance and productivity is decreasing, and it has an effect on the remainder of the team and patients. This is done formally in a signed copy placed in the employee's file. The written warning is the second step, another type of disciplinary action that is considered formal and should be included in the Human Resource Personnel file. We consider this the performance improvement plan also. These list the performance issues the action plan that includes action and goals, expected outcomes, a time frame, and responsibilities. The third is suspension. This is normally preceded by a verbal counseling and/or written warning and a performance improvement plan. The suspension involves the temporary, normally unpaid, removal of the staff member for a specific number of days. The length depends on the offense and is determined by the manager and human resources. The purpose of the suspension is to correct the problem, and this informs the employee their employment is in jeopardy. Lastly, there's termination. Involuntary termination is the last step of discipline. This step is taken after progressive discipline has occurred and the employee continues the unwanted behavior of performance. There are instances when termination can occur without the prior steps, but managers must consult with the Human Resources Department before doing that. Here is an example of a suspension and written warning letter of concern. The suspension was given because the RN neglected to renew her license after 2 reminders were sent to her, and the letter was for a policy violation that addresses communication and professional behavior towards a staff member. Both are to be signed by the employee, but as with the warning letter, the RN refused to sign, and therefore I documented refused to sign at the bottom of the document of the form. This is an example of a performance improvement plan. It lists the employee's name, title, department, and date at the top. We have also listed the performance issues that need to be addressed, along with the action plan, expected outcomes, a time frame, and their responsibilities to get it completed. All 3 of these examples I just showed you are part of the employee's permanent record and are housed at the Human Resources Department. Remember, discipline should not come as a surprise to the employee. Occasionally, employees are unaware of their supervisor's dissatisfaction until they are suddenly receiving a formal written reprimand or a letter of termination. Try to avoid this situation by attempting to regularly communicate issues rather than wait until the performance problem can no longer be tolerated. Remember, if the employee is surprised, then you as the manager did something wrong. You want to give them feedback, and you do not want to be pointing fingers. As Porky Pig says, that's all, folks. I want to thank you very much for reviewing my presentation, and I look forward to reading your comments, and thank you.